What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FudgeMuppet. It's Scott here with another Is It Worth It video. Today, all about the Aquaboy or Aquagirl perk. This perk requires Endurance 5, and at rank 1, water is your ally. You no longer take radiation damage from swimming, and you can breathe underwater. And at rank 2, which requires level 21, you become totally undetectable while submerged. So, is it worth it? I'm going to start by saying I don't think rank 2 is particularly worth it at all. It's only really viable in very few situations where you're sort of sneaking up, maybe around Libertalia or something, but where you're sneaking up on raiders from the water, but that doesn't happen enough. You're not near the water and enemies for it really to be a useful investment of a perk point. But as for rank 1, I'm going to have to say straight off the bat, I think it's worth it. But from a very statistical kind of efficiency, like spending your perk points wisely kind of view, it's not the most necessary perk at all. So from that kind of mindset, it's not worth it. This perk is basically a convenience perk. Like the breathing underwater part, it's like, oh yeah, you're never really in situations where you really have to breathe underwater anyway. It's where it's very necessary. But the thing I like about it is the no radiation damage from swimming. And if you've listened to me in other videos, it's like, yeah, you could just use Radaway or some sort of, you go to a doctor or something and just sort radiation out that way. You'll all be going, oh, Scott, you're Mr. Double Standards. You said radiation's easy to get rid of, and now you're suggesting a perk that has to do with radiation exclusively from the water. Just don't jump in the water. Perfectly fine. I agree 100%. It's not the most necessary perk at all, but me personally, I just like it because I like to just shortcut across rivers, or I just like to get through things without having to go around the whole bridge and everything and fight 50 enemies. Sometimes I just want to swim through something and not have all this radiation pop up and having to use Radaway on it. I might have the necessary amount of Radaway anyway. It's just that nice convenience thing. I can just jump in the water, no radiation, I feel clean. One of those very OCD people about my health bar, my radiation bar. It has to be full, completely healthy while I'm walking around. But I don't know, it's just a personal preference thing. Ultimately, if I was going from the same standard as I was going through all the other videos, I would say, don't get it, it's not worth the perk point. If you're being extremely careful with which perk points you spend where, don't bother with this one. You're better off just putting another perk point into Endurance and getting more health. And as for the Endurance 5, don't get Endurance 5 just for this perk. You'd want Endurance 5 for the health, or maybe for some of the later Endurance perks. I wouldn't make this perk a priority in the slightest. Though, if you have perk points to spare and you've got like a over level 100 character like me and have maxed all your special stats, then I just put a perk point in just for fun. I just find it so convenient. It's just so nice just having to go in the water with no radiation. But ultimately, it's not very worth it, even though it may sound like I'm speaking very highly of it. I just like it because it's convenient. But technically, you are better off spending the point somewhere else, either more endurance or just literally any other perk. There's a lot of other perks that are a lot better. Anyway, that's my opinion. You guys can share your opinions down below. I'm going to discuss a little back and forth. I wish you all a happy new year. And we'll see you in 2016 with some more Fallout 4 videos. I will see you later and enjoy the rest of your year.